Arsenal stun England as AndreaBerta pushes £17.3 million shock sale decision. Welcome to Football Focus. Hope you're all having a great day. Before we kick off, if you love football, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive in. Arsenal finally close to major sales as AndreaBerta accelerates £17.3 million decision. The transfer window is entering a decisive stage for Arsenal, and the picture is beginning to sharpen around the club's outgoing business. For weeks, supporters have been waiting for clarity on how the Gunners would manage the squad trimming process that Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar see as critical to balance the books and create space for fresh arrivals. Now, with AndreaBerta accelerating his £17.3 million decision behind the scenes, Arsenal are finally moving closer to the kind of major sales that will shape the remainder of the summer market. The context is straightforward, yet layered in complexity. Arsenal have already made their statements in terms of arrivals, with the likes of Victor Gyökeres, Eberechi, Eze, and other high-profile names linked. But every signing requires room in the squad, and every ambitious recruitment push demands funds. UEFA's financial fair play regulations, the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, and Arsenal's own strategy of maintaining a self-sustaining model all underline the importance of sales. This summer, however, Arsenal have found themselves caught in the familiar trap of having a long list of fringe players who are admired but not always deemed essential to retain, and a transfer market that has been slow-moving. That has now begun to change thanks to AndreaBerta's intervention. Berta, renowned across Europe for his sharpness in identifying value and orchestrating deals, has been keeping Arsenal's name heavily in circulation in Italy, Spain, and beyond. His role in facilitating talks between clubs has given Arsenal the leverage they were looking for. The £17.3 million decision reportedly being accelerated relates to one of the players Arsenal have been open to selling for months, and with the market beginning to move, supporters are sensing that this could be the breakthrough moment for Edu's transfer plan. Among the names most commonly discussed in these outgoing conversations are Eddie Nketiah, Emile Smith-Rowe, Reiss Nelson, Albert Sambi Lokonga, and Kieran Tierney. Each of them represents a different story within the Arsenal narrative. Nketiah is the academy product who has scored valuable goals, but never fully convinced as a starter in Arteta's system. Smith-Rowe, once hailed as a future star, has struggled with injuries and form, leaving his Arsenal career at a crossroads. Nelson, despite flashes of brilliance such as his unforgettable strike against Bournemouth, has not cemented himself in the regular rotation. Lokonga, sent on loan and admired for his technical ability, has not found the consistency required at the Emirates. Tierney, a fan favorite, has been undone by injuries and tactical shifts, and despite his passion for the club, may be sacrificed in the name of squad evolution. The £17.3 million figure being widely quoted feels like the kind of deal that can unlock Arsenal's window. Clubs across Europe are watching with intent. Serie A sides, particularly from Rome and Milan, have been quietly inquiring about Nketiah and Lokonga. In Spain, Valencia and Real Betis are alert to Tierney's situation, while in England, several mid-table Premier League clubs have monitored Smith-Rowe and Nelson. Berta's ability to connect those dots, to translate interest into action, is why Arsenal have been leaning on him so heavily. Arsenal's strategy here is not only about offloading players, but about doing so smartly. They are fully aware of the criticism that has surrounded previous exits, where talented footballers were allowed to leave for cut-price fees or even for free. The Mesut Ozil, Pierre Aubameyang and Aubameyang, and even Nicolas Pepe sagas still linger in the memory. Edu and Arteta want to avoid repeating those mistakes. The emphasis this summer is on extracting maximum value and ensuring Arsenal are not left short in any position. That is why they are willing to wait, why they have insisted on firm offers rather than entertaining loan-to-buy options that would leave them vulnerable. The timing could not be more critical. Arsenal's preseason tour has offered glimpses of the players Arteta trusts and the ones that remain on the fringes. Gyökeres' arrival has pushed Nketiah further down the pecking order. Declan Rice's dominance in midfield has made Lokonga almost surplus. The flexibility of Alexander Zinchenko, Jakub Kiwior, and Jurrien Timber have limited Tierney's opportunities. For Smith-Rowe and Nelson, the emergence of Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, Kai Havertz, and even academy prospects have squeezed their space. The writing has been on the wall, and now the only question is who will be the first to make way. Berta's £17.3 million push could be the domino that triggers others. Arsenal are aware that once the first major outgoing is confirmed, more clubs will gain confidence to step forward. The Gunners are not only looking at cash inflows, but also at the wage bill relief that comes with such sales. Each departure allows them to shift resources towards the higher salaries of new signings and the contract renewals they are already planning for stars like William Saliba and Martin Odegaard. Supporters have mixed emotions about this phase. There is pride in seeing academy graduates like Nakia and Smith Rowe succeed to some extent, and sadness at the possibility of them moving on. Yet there is also recognition that Arsenal have outgrown the stage where sentiment can dictate business. Arteta has been ruthless in his pursuit of building a squad that can challenge Manchester City and Real Madrid at the very highest level. That ruthlessness is why Arsenal have risen back to the Champions League and why they are targeting Premier League glory. There is also intrigue about how these sales will directly impact the next signings. Arsenal's interest in players like Rodrigo, João Neves, and Ivan Toney has not gone unnoticed. Edu has made clear that the Gunners are not finished in this market, and every 10 million, 15 million, 20 million that comes in through sales adds another layer of flexibility. Berta's acceleration of the £17.3 million decision has given Arsenal an immediate boost in credibility during negotiations for incoming targets. It signals to the market that the club is serious, structured, and proactive. Ultimately, Arsenal are approaching the decisive stretch of the window with clarity and purpose. The £17.3 million decision AndreaBerta is pushing could mark the turning point that Arsenal fans have been waiting for all summer. It is not just about one player leaving, it's about Arsenal demonstrating that they can execute both sides of the transfer equation. Successful clubs buy smartly and sell smartly. For years, Arsenal have been criticized for doing only half the job. Now, with Berta's guidance, they are close to proving they can do it all. The next days and weeks will tell the story. Arsenal supporters should brace themselves for emotional goodbyes, but also for the excitement of what those departures will make possible. Mikel Arteta and Edu know that the margins at the top of English and European football are razor thin. Every decision matters. And as AndreaBerta accelerates Arsenal's £17.3 million breakthrough, the Arsenal's transfer window may be about to catch fire. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Football Focus News for more breaking updates, inside stories, and club-exclusive reports.